as we know, it's January. It's a new year. And in a new year, personally, like the energy of a new year is for me, it always feels so exciting. It always feels new and fresh. And I always kind of feel like, I'm here with all this possibility of what I can create. Like I can create anything. And so that's kind of how I want us to that's the kind of the headspace I want us to be in, at least in this group, as we start the new year. And I know like we're technically probably in the third week of the new year, but I don't know about you, but for me, and Linda, you and I have talked about this actually, but like initially, like I was like, go, go, go. Like I had all this energy and I was like, I gotta go. I got these ideas. I got this stuff. I'm like really, really excited. But I felt like I don't know, I was like, I almost had to hold myself back. Like I just felt like kind of this like, hold your horses, like, come on, like, and so then I really fell into that to where I was like, just, all right, it's still the holiday. And really, it did not feel like the new year started literally until about the 10th or the 11th or even the 12th of last week. Like I still felt like we haven't really started the year. So I'm pretending that this is like the first day of a new year, at least in this class here. So I want us to feel into that freshness of the new year and kind of like do a reset from 2022 into 2023. And always, 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 we have to have a strong vision. And we talked about this a little bit in our coaching call last week, and I know, sometimes people are like, well, I don't see a clear vision. I don't exactly know what I want. You know more than you think you know. I'm going to say that. And I think we saw that with both of you last time, right? Like, even though what you wanted seemed a little vague, we were actually able to see that it's an actual thing. It's an actual thing. There's a lot to it, right? It is a vision. It's a vision. And you might not know all the intricate details of it, but you know enough to know what it would feel like and to kind of see like what it would look like. So I want to just make sure that we can tune back into that, because if you don't have a vision, you're not going to be intentionally creating your life. And Love Yourself Rich is all about being intentional and being purposeful and allowing us to really have what we want. So that's what today is about. It's just kind of like a moment in time where I want to just take a step back and let's make sure that we have some kind of a vision, and we can add to it and make it more clear as we go, but just like really grounding into what our vision is for next year, because that is how we're going to be able to create anything, is based on what we see. The flip side of that is, if you don't have a vision, then you're leaving it up to the universe to decide, and that might be okay, but you might get stuff that like you didn't really want to have. So I really want to take a stand for everybody and say, like, enough to claim a vision, some kind of a vision for what you want. Okay, so how we're going to do that is we're going to do a short meditation, and I'll take you through that. And I was kind of going back and forth between, do we want to pause and have you write during it, or do I just want to go through it and then write? Where I netted out is I think I want to just go through it and then have you write down everything that you noticed that you can recall from the meditation. But excuse me, that said, if you decide like, hey, I want to pause and be writing, feel free to like make little short notes, quick notes as we're going through the meditation, if you just want to remember certain things. Okay, so I'll let you choose how you want to do it, but I'm not necessarily going to pause for writing until after. Okay, so we'll try it that way and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're going to do this meditation, and afterwards you'll take a little bit of time to jot down whatever came up for you, and then I'm going to ask you 6 questions that can help to firm up a vision for yourself this year. And even if you already have, like, I know we're in the third week of January, so if you already have a vision, that's okay. This will still be worth it doing, because you might come upon other things that you want to add to it. You might get some more clarity on the vision you already have. Honestly, I don't think that we can tune in and tap into our vision too many times. I mean, I do it a lot throughout the year. I like to be connected to it. I like to feel it. It's what helps me be able to see it through to fruition. So I really don't think there's too many times that we can actually tune into our vision. So after we do the jotting the notes, and we'll do the six questions, I'm going to give you your homework, your play work. We're going to call it play work from here on out. There's 2 assignments, and both of them are going to help you to really be ready to go into 2023 and take this massive unlimited possibility that we have in front of us and create whatever you want with it, just like we're sculptors. So let's go ahead and get started. Just go ahead and get comfortable in your seat. We're not going to do anything too crazy today. And just go ahead and connect with your breath. You can feel free to close your eyes. Just initially connecting with the breath. You're not trying to make yourself breathe. You're just noticing the breath. Feeling your lungs expand, your belly expand as the breath goes in, and you're noticing a little bit of contraction as the breath goes out. You also might be noticing that as you breathe in, there's a little pause before you breathe out. And as you breathe out, there's a little pause before you breathe in. And that is all by design, the design of our Creator. So just meeting your breath, noticing your breath, saying hello to your breath. And now feel your body. Feel the heaviness of your body on the chair. Be in your body. Welcome your body. Notice if you feel any constriction anywhere in your body. You might want to scan from your head, top of your head, down through your neck, your jaw, into your shoulders, your collarbone, the front of your body, down through your belly, your organs. Just notice if there's any tight places, any constricted places. And if you find something, just bring your loving attention to it. And breathe into that constriction with your love, with your attention, and with your presence. You might even notice if that area has a message for you before we get started. And continue with your attention and your scanning down through your hips, through your legs, past your knees, your calves, all the way down to your ankles and your feet and your toes. And feel the connection with the earth that you make with your feet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, imagine that you have a basket in your hand. See that basket. Beautiful basket. And what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly move your way through 2022, scanning through the previous year, moving fairly quickly, just simply recalling the big events, the experiences, both the good and the not so good, noticing everything from a place of neutrality. It just is, it just was. And pulling from these events as they arise into your mind's eye, pulling the lessons, the takeaways, and any gifts you received as you look back on those experiences. And just dropping those lessons, those gifts, those takeaways into your basket as you go. So just start scanning, start in January of 2022. Go through your year as if you're watching it on a movie screen play out in front of you. And grab any lessons you want to grab, you want to hold on to, that you want to bring with you into this brand new, expansive year of possibility. You notice as you go through your year, you may feel some negative emotion. If you do, that's okay. Just be gentle with yourself. Allow the emotions to be seen, to be heard, and let them dissipate when they're ready, keeping only the gifts with you now. As you place the gifts in your basket, if there's any lessons or takeaways or notes you want to make, you can feel free to jot them down now, or you can do that when we're done with this guided visualization. So continue on scanning your year for another minute. And as you are rounding out 2022, you're coming around to the end of that year. You've got a basket full of ahas, gifts, lessons learned. I now want you to see yourself in this moment, this now moment here. You are now in front of a year of all possibility. Nothing is written yet in 2023. You have complete control over what you want to create this year. And whatever you put in front of this year, it will support you. It will give you the lessons you need to learn. It will give you the ahas, and it will give you many gifts. So we're going to scan through 2023 now. And we're going to allow a vision to develop. Now, as I said at the start, you can feel free to jot down anything you'd like in your notes as I go through 6 questions, or you can choose to write them down later. All the questions are in your guidebook. So as we start moving into your 2023, what does your year look like? What images may come to your mind's eye when you think about you in 2023? What will it include? You want to definitely be intentional as you reflect. What do you want to see in your year of 2023? What do you see yourself doing? What experiences are you having? What are you stepping into? Where do you see yourself being courageous this year? How are you feeling as you go through this year? How are you feeling emotionally? What are the prevailing emotions that you intend to feel this year? How are you feeling physically? How does your body feel as you go through this year? How is your body supporting you this year? What types of decisions are you noticing that you're making? What are you deciding to allow into your year this year? What are you deciding to say no to this year? What are you deciding to say yes to? What boundaries are you setting this year? What are you no longer willing to tolerate? What standards are you claiming for yourself this year of 2023? What are your standards? What words come to mind for this year? Do you see any words? Are you hearing any words? What's coming into your mind in association with you this year in 2023? Which parts of you, of your personality, of your gifts, are you activating and engaging this year? What parts of you are you activating? What latent gifts are you activating? What gifts are you amplifying more this year? What gifts will no longer be hidden this year? What gifts will you be developing this year? Where do you feel activation in your body? Is there any part of you that feels activated, that you feel some energy in? If so, is there a message that that part of you wants to share with you now? Now, I'd like you to close your eyes if they are open and literally see a vision of who you are becoming in 2023. Allow yourself to see that version of you, even if it's just for a moment or two. Breathe into that vision. Be with that vision. Feel the energy of your year. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Just be in that space for a moment or two. This is not about trying. This is just about being. Just about being present. Because the truth is, there is no time. Everything is happening right now, in this moment. Just be present with that knowing in this moment. Now, bring your presence back into the room where you are. Become aware of the space around you. Come back into the room. To allow your awareness to connect with everything around you. Consciously reconnect with your breath. And take a few breaths. And whenever you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And now just take a few moments. You can write down anything that came up for you, anything you want to capture. You can use the questions in your guidebook. They're all the questions that I asked you. If I can repeat anything for you, I'm happy to. But just make any notes of anything that came up. Feelings, things you saw, words you heard, sparks of ideas, anything you want to write down. just take a minute or two, and then I'm going to take you through a couple of specific questions. Okay, so let's go through 5 more specific questions. And you can either pull from anything that came up during the meditation, you can pull from anything that you've already created or that you already know, and just bring it here into these 5 questions. Okay. So the first question is specifically, and for every single one of these, I'll say specifically. So be as detailed and specific as you can now. Specifically, what do you want to create or experience or receive this year? This is you putting a stake in the ground. And I want you to think big. If you could literally have, if anything that you put down on this paper right now was going to come true, what would you write down? There was no possibility for failure, and it would literally be given to you. Now is the chance to ask for it. So what do you want to create? What do you want to experience? What do you want to receive? For most of the things you write down, you should not know how it's going to happen. When you feel fairly complete with that one, just give me a thumbs up or look up so I know we're ready to move on. That's the one that you'll probably need the most time with, I would think. How are you doing, Lee? Good? Almost good? Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. What version of yourself do you want to become? In other words, what qualities will the you that's living the things you just wrote down, what qualities does she embody? What qualities support her to experience all of those things in her life, in your life? These could be qualities you have now. It could be qualities that you're working on developing. It could even be qualities that you don't even think you have right now. All right, do you need any more time on that one? Anyone need more time? Okay. The third question is, this is a twofold question. How do you want to feel in 2023? How do you want to go through your days? What do you want to feel like? What is the abiding feeling that you want to have? And the second part of that is, when you look at all the things that you want to create, experience, or receive, how, how does the woman who has those things, how does she feel? How is she feeling at least 51% of the time? All right, we ready to move on? Okay. The fourth question is, what new beliefs would you like to embody this year? What new beliefs, what do you want to be true? What new beliefs would you like to embody this year? It could be something like money is easy, money comes to me every day. What do you want to really truly believe to be true for you? What do you want your mindset to be? And if you're not sure on this one, look at the things that you want to create, receive, and experience. What would you have to believe to have those things in your life now? What would you have to believe about yourself? And what would you have to believe about life? All right. And our last question is, what new decisions do you want to make this year? Okay. So we know that nothing intentional or conscious happens without a decision coming first. So what are you ready and willing to decide this year? And if you're not sure, look at what you wrote down that you want to create, experience, and receive. Because you're going to have to make some decisions in order for that to happen. The decision always comes first. So what are you going to decide for yourself this year? What are you willing to give yourself permission to be, do, and have this year? And if there's a decision that you're not ready to make yet, that's okay. Just be aware of that. Be conscious of that. You are in charge at all times. Here's the second part to this question. For any decisions that you're not sure you're ready to make yet, you can ask yourself, if it would be easy, what decision would I make? If I knew it was going to be easy, what would I decide to do? If I knew I wouldn't be judged, what would I decide to do? So in a minute, we're going to do some sharing. So just finish writing down any lingering thoughts. Okay. So we tuned in to 2023, and hopefully you got a glimpse of you get to feel the energy, or you saw the energy, or, hopefully you got something out of that. So I want to hear from you. So what came up either from the visualization or from these questions that we were writing, I was having you write down. What do you want to share?
Jill, I have to go check if one of my daughters is up. I'll be right back, okay?
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll start it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I would say the thing that came up, had me tearing up at the end, is usually the tears kind of thing. It was a very strong message that I am safe to step into my gifts, no matter what others say or do. I've been a little nervous, like, oh, will I let people down, or will I be too much? all of that energy. So that was really strong. And then right after that, you said, if I knew it would be easy, what would I do? Like, well, then step into my gifts, no matter what. So that was coming through very, very strong at that point.
Nice.
And yeah, without, and also being able to step into the gifts without feeling depleted or that fear of that. And that's where I've been holding back, that thinking stepping into it would be a depletion. That's not the case. It will actually tap into the infinite energy of the universe. And so, yeah, that was a big thing. And the biggest message back was trust this, trust this message right here. It's a summary of everything, of living in the present moment. I decide to embody peace. I decide I am empowered and I am safe to step into my gifts.
Love it.
That's the summary.
Love it. Love it. So that's your 2023 energy. I mean, in a nutshell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As I was writing earlier, it was the, stepping into that magical, authentic, abundant self, that authentic self that we are. And then, and feeling, and I know I've had this theme for feeling safe, but it's just feeling protected and cradled and supported. That was coming through big time. So
yeah.
If ever I decide I'm safe, just this year, before I didn't. So I don't know how, but that's the decision.
Yeah, good. So this being safe, you're safe. Deciding you're safe. Yeah.
Safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe to shine.
Yes. Safe to shine. Yep. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Something to remember is that, so our gifts were given to us by God, right? Number one. By the fact that they were given to us directly from God, we're safe to share them. That's our safety. We're stepping into who we were born to be, who God intended for us to be. So, and it's like, it's part of your purpose. Like, your gifts allow you to live your purpose. And so, and there's no way that God gave us a purpose and then said, but it's gonna be really dangerous and scary for, like, well, yeah, it's scary because we're just scared to get out of our comfort zone, but God did not give us that fear. So, one thing that helps me with the fear thing is exactly what I just said. God did not plant us. I forget, here's the Bible according to Jill again, but we were not given a spirit of fear. We were given a spirit of, I don't know, what is it? Faith, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. But I hang on to that. I'm like, when I feel fear, I'm like, no, that's not from God. That fear doesn't come from God. That's just because I'm afraid to be out of my comfort zone. That's all it is. That's nothing more, nothing less. So anyways, I love it. I'm excited for you. This is the year. I see a doggy. A cute little fluffy head. Oh. Loves his mama. So Lee, do you want to share anything?
I'm just writing down what you said. Fear does not come from God. It comes from being out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the words that came from me is not what I'm feeling now, but it's how I want to feel. And I did a journaling, I don't know, last week. It was with something else, but really what came up was wanting to feel solid and secure and grounded, and connected. And the words, the answer to number 3, how do you want to feel? I mean, it's rather than a vision, because I can't quite get there yet. There's still, I don't know, a couple of things have happened lately that have kind of pushed me into the, well, I don't know kind of thing. And so it's kind of, I don't see it yet. But the feeling that I want to have is solid, strong, purposeful, connected, in the loop, inspired, devotional, prayerful, confident, secure, happy, detached, meaning, not clinging one way or the other, not feeling, but that kind of detached, neutral position. Supportive, assured, driven, spunky, and creative.
Nice.
So that's what I want to feel. That's not where I'm at right now,
Yeah.
but that's where, and then also really waking up each day with a devotional practice in time for that, because lately it's just kind of like today is just a crazy day. And it's not like that every day, but and really feeling more in control of my time
Mhm.
and making a structure where I feel confident keeping it. Because sometimes I find there's when those little spaces in between, the doubt can come in or something can kind of slip in. So really being solid about those in between spaces too. And then the last question about intention, that action happens with success. And that part of what I mean by success is definitely the income changing and then being recognized,
Mhm.
because in some ways it hasn't happened. And so that's what I mean by success.
Nice. What do you mean by action? Like action? When you say
Actually doing
action-
something.
Oh,
Like maybe
creates the
creating a series
success?
or creating something and, seeing, walking my walk, so that there's a difference in actually the output. I guess action I'm putting in with output.
Yeah. Got it. Nice. Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the
So,
main idea.
okay. So what do you, if you could sum up in a nutshell, Lee, what do you want to claim for your year?
The main thing that keeps coming up is secure and solid, I think,
Okay.
grounded and moving forward.
Yeah. Nice.
I've had glimpses of that last year when it's been really good, but it's not a consistent thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there've been a couple what look like setbacks, which is probably just other testing, a lot of testing going on now. And just to share, 2 days ago, I listened to a really, really good talk where the topic was judgment and self-judgment. And it gave me a different perspective on it. And the main gist was that, and this may, not be new to you, but for me, it was a different take on it, was that judgment is fermented energy. So energy is stopped. And really, if someone is judging you, they need a blessing, and so you can give it. And also judgment towards oneself, your energy is being stopped. And so rather than saying, and I want to listen to this talk again, but rather than say, to really grasp the meaning, but rather than saying, don't judge, which is easy to say, well, don't judge, don't do this. Just realize it's the energy wants to move. So just changing the energy, which I find is helpful, because when I say, well, don't do this, well, it just makes it twice as hard not to do it. Maybe just do more. But I realize, wow, if I think of like that, I've had a lot of bells of reminder lately, right, about that, because things have happened and I've all of a sudden I've gone into judgment mode about something, or something has happened. And I don't know if it's the difference between a judgment and a thought, but things that I thought the way they were, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of looking at it differently. And then after hearing this talk, I'm turning it back on myself. Well, why am I thinking that? And what is this saying about me? It's not about the other person. Even if I think I'm judging, it's more about something going on with me. So turning that around.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know if that resonates with either of you, but for me, that was a big kind of eye opener in looking at judgment and self-judgment.
Yeah.
And the little ways that it can happen. And really, if you look at it as a blessing every time, where love is needed towards yourself or another, it can be a huge opportunity to really change.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the answer to everything is love, really, at the end of the day. Everything can be healed when we bring love to it. Our body can be healed when we bring love to it. Relationships can be healed when we bring love to it. Your bank account can be healed when you bring love to it. Your business can be healed when you bring love to it. It is all, everything grows and expands from love. And the opposite is also true. You know, in the absence of love, everything shrivels, shrinks, and dies. So I love that. I love what you shared. Totally, you know, totally resonates. Totally, I think it's really great. It's always good to get, you know, lots of different perspectives to understand these everyday yet really complex issues that we have to deal with. I think that's great. So yeah, very good.
So I guess maybe it's one of my intentions for this year. Can I really live that? That's a big challenge.
Well,
In terms of, going to space and really, taking every chance to really just, it's a mirror of me. It's a mirror of me kind of
yes.
thing. That's what I mean. To really,
Yeah.
sit with that and, let myself grow in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, one of the perspectives that I don't hold this 24/7, but it's always kind of there in the back of my mind. But it's this kind of weird and crazy thought that, like, I'm the only person here. And everyone I encounter is just a manifestation of another version of me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think of it like that, it's like, why would I think or be anything but loving? Because, I'm doing it to myself. I'm just doing it to myself. So that kind of that's like a trippy, sometimes I have fun with that. And that just, just kind of shakes me out of my norm of how I just like the robotic way of, going through life, and someone stops you in traffic and, you want to like, rear, and it's like, well, wait a minute. Yeah, but it's, so first of all, you decide and you make the intention that this year, that's going to be my goal, is I am going to remember that, it's like, it all comes down to love. And it all comes back to me at the end of the day. Whatever I'm putting out, it's coming back. Definitely coming back. What gifts do I want to receive? I gotta give it. Gotta give it. And then it'll come back. But I hear a theme with you two, with the safety and the security and the grounding. That's good. And it's really important, because I don't know, was I talking about it in this group? Probably, maybe. How, like, if you want to grow, you got to dig your roots down deeper, right? Because then you're strong. Was that Linda? I feel like we talked about that, maybe.
We've talked about it somewhere. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
It might have been in here too, but it could have been on the call. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the having the deep roots can help you feel really stable and secure as you grow. It can give you that confidence that, like, okay, I'm not going to tip over because I've like got a stable foundation down here. So I can do this, I can expand, and I'm still going to be okay. Yeah. So we can work on that in here if you like. Yeah. All right. Well, we're a little past our time. My intention is that we be more regular on our time. I would love to give you guys a heads up on something, though. Do you have like 3 more minutes? And if you need to hop off, Lee, I know you've got to have some time. Okay. So I think I told you guys last time, or I've talked to some, a lot of people. I don't know if I've actually mentioned. I think I talked to you, Linda, for sure, and maybe mentioned it here last time. But I have this program that I'm doing, and I'm super excited about it. And it's called Up Level, for lack of a better word right now. And it's a 6-month program. And it's totally different from Love Yourself Rich. It's like complete, almost opposite of it. But I really feel like it would benefit both of you immensely to do it. And I think it would complement what you're doing in this really, really well. So basically what it is it's all about being intentional about the version of of you that you want to be in this year, 2023. And then we're going to go through 7 different life areas. And you're literally, speaking of grounded, it's a very grounded program because you're actually going to be looking at each of these areas of your life and deciding where you need to up level in that area of life to be the version of you that you want to be this year. So it's going to be like looking at like some of the areas of life would be like your environment. Like, what are you tolerating in your environment? Because we can make changes where we're at. I don't have to live in my dream home to create it where I am right now, right? And the fact that when you step into it now, it starts to materialize before you. So that's the whole idea of the program. It's about stepping into the version that you really want to be right now, today, not in the future, now. And so I'm going to, in this program, it's, speaking of the container, it's a container that will support you to do that. So there's a couple training sessions a month on the areas, and then there's 1 coaching session a month. So that's coming up fast. And I have it's starting in February, like mid-February. I'm doing a master class about it next week. It's a paid master class. It's $15. So if you want to get more information that way, you can do the master class. I think it's on Thursday of next week. But also you can talk privately with me. I've made it what I think is extremely affordable price. There's a fast action at the end of January, by the end of January. And to do the whole 6 months, it's $997 or it's $197 a month. So I feel like it's a really affordable price, but it's basically an accountability container. And I've got some really, it's all about manifestation. It's basically a manifestation course. And I've been experimenting with some really freaking cool tools that are working amazingly well, that I'm going to be teaching and sharing and helping people integrate in their lives in this program. So if it seems like it might be for you, let me know. We can talk about it more. I can give you more of the details, but it's the thing that came to me and it like really lights me up, and I'm really excited about it because I just love manifestation. Like I just love all aspects of it. And I feel like what we have in this, like this new year energy or whatever. I mean, I don't even know if it's the energy or if it's just our way of being now, but manifestation is happening so easily. And all it is a matter of stepping outside of space and time. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to step outside of space and time for 6 months in this program and create stuff. And I'm really excited. So, so if anyone wants to come with me, I'd be so happy to have you there. So, all right. So that's all I wanted to share on that. So for the homework, very briefly, you have it in your guidebook, but I'll very quickly. It's 2 things, short, easy, simple. Number 1, I just did this yesterday again. Write your 2023 reality. So basically, this is just like journaling out. It's as if you're living in your life now that you want, your vision. It's happening right now. And you're just writing it out, all the things in your life. So it's like goals that you have, you're writing it in the present tense, the dreams you have, who you want to be, how you want to feel. It's like a free form writing about how life is in that vision, as if it's happening right now. Okay. So do that. I do this multiple times in a year. I mean, I really should do it every week. I don't, but every time I do it, it's like stuff starts to show up for me. So I really should do it more. The second assignment is, we did this last year at the beginning of Love Yourself Rich, 2023 end of year gratitude letter to yourself. So this is where you fast forward in time to December 31st, 2023. And you're going to write a letter to yourself, thanking yourself, giving appreciation to yourself, to the universe, to the divine, to God, for everything that you created. And you want to write in that letter the specific things you created, the peace of mind, the sense of stability, the sense of safety, whatever it is that you really want to see happen for you this year, write it as if it's already happened and you're giving thanks and appreciation for it. Okay. it seems like, oh my God, I got to write this stuff. Right. I'm telling you, and you know this too. I know both of you know this. Like the writing is so powerful when we write these things. You literally can write your future into existence. So that's what we're going to do with these. Okay. So it's really to like ground down with the vision. Like, this is my vision. This is what's happening this year. You're deciding and you're putting it out there. Okay. Okay. And I already know what February is, and I'm so excited. I can't wait, but I won't tell you now. Okay. It's about trust, but it's going to be good. Trust me. It's going to be good. Okay. All right. Any questions?
Nope, I'm excited about your upcoming stuff too. It's so fun. Yay.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Yes. So check it out if you're interested. Ask me questions later if you are interested. But yeah, should be a good time. All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies. So we'll see each other in like a week and a half for our next coaching call. See you there. Linda, have a safe trip back and enjoy your last couple of days in beautiful tropical paradise.
Very nice.
And Lee, good luck. I know you got a crazy day today, so I'll let you go and have a little bit of space before your next thing. So take care. Love you both.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.